Hi, welcome to Oh Heavens. That's right, we're talking about heaven. How did you know? Well, it's because you're watching the show. And we're looking at some things, some questions about heaven. And in doing so, we're exploring what can we discover about heaven and what can we know about heaven and how do we fit into that big idea, that big concept, that big picture. Today's question is simply this: how many heavens are described in the Bible? Now, some of you will go, oh, just one, of course. Well, but actually the Bible speaks of three distinct heavens. The first heaven is described in Isaiah 55, 9 through 10, and it is the atmosphere surrounding the earth, the domain of the clouds and the birds. In other words, heaven is the heaven. You look up into the heavens, okay? Second, the second heaven is spoken of in Genesis 1, 14 through 17, as a domain of the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planet, the galaxies. So again, heaven. We have what is our atmosphere, so I look up into the sky, I see the heavens. But then if I look beyond that on a starry night, I look out and I think about the planets, so I think about where NASA is going or where Elon Musk is sending people these days. It's into the heavens, outside of our atmosphere, second type of heaven just mentioned. The third heaven is described by Paul in the second letter to the Corinthians, being caught up in the third heaven, which is beyond the first and second heavens, and is the dwelling place of God, where one day you can be with Christ. And you say, whoa, 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 whoa. So, heaven is out there beyond the atmosphere and space. Well, according to Scripture, yes, it is, because God operates outside of time and space. And so, where's the location? Well, we don't know. But here's what we do know: heaven is up. In Ephesians 4:10, Paul says that Christ ascended far above the heavens, meaning heaven is above us. However, up is a different locale depending on where you're located on the earth. Satan, one time when he was addressing God, said, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I'll also sit on the mountain of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north, which would indicate that heaven is located in the north. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know exactly where the location is. I simply know it's up and it's beyond what it is that we know as of this earth, this existence. And so heaven, heavenly places. The Bible describes the heavens, as we often look toward heaven, it describes the stars and the sky and the moon and the planets. And then there's that heaven, that place where God dwells and God moves and God does work. And so, if anyone ever tries to trick you and say, well, there's more than one heaven mentioned in the Bible, they're absolutely right. And when you understand what the passage says, you also know that heaven is up. Up where? Well, in heaven, of course. How's that for a satisfying answer? We continue our series next time in Oh Heavens.